when things are good, it's easy to do stuff. Like you can always commit to something when it's easy. You know what I mean? But when things is hard, when you can barely can barely do anything, that time, that's when you know how tough you really are, because like that's the test right there. Like it's not easy, bro. It's really not. It's not easy to stick with something when you know it's not sure. You know what I mean? Like you going through life, you think you have a specific idea, a specific plan on how you think your life is supposed to go, or how you think things are supposed to go. But then, you know what I mean, it goes left, super left. And you like, yo, you left with a question like, yo, isn't this what I'm supposed to do? Isn't this how I'm supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? Is there something else I'm missing? Like what's going on? That kind of thing, you know what I mean? And that's just, you just find out that that's how life is, bro. Like you don't get to choose these things. It just happens. It happens when it happens, how it happens, for who it happens for. And at some point you just get to realize, like, bro, like, why am I struggling? You know what I mean? Like, why am I fighting against this thing? What am I really doing? Like, you know what I mean? I know I have a specific way I see myself, but if that's not the path that's been written out for me, why do I keep going through it? And, that's kind of where I end up kind of being at that point where it's like destiny, you know what I mean? Like, you know how everyone talk about destiny. And it's like, yeah, you can create your own destiny. So it's like, the question now became like, is destiny like something that you can't change, or is it like you create your own path? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when we struggle, are we struggling because it's against our destiny? That's why we're struggling. Or are we struggling because, you know what I mean, it's on the path of our destiny for us to struggle? Ultimately, I feel like everything has been written out. You know what I'm saying? Like, your whole life has been written out for you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you followed it or not, that's on your ass, but this is how it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? You can choose to fight against it all you want, but this is how it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like, as they say, don't fight against the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Just let the waves go, let the waves lead type thing. And that's kind of where I'm at, you know what I mean? Mentally, to me, personally, that's where I'm at with this. It's like, I'm not going to stress. I'm not going to worry myself about something I can't control. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is worry about what I can control. And what can I control? I can control my own life. You know what I'm saying? I can control, what happens to me, how I react to it, I can control. I can't necessarily control, what's going to happen to me. You feel me? So it's like, that's kind of where I'm at mentally at this point. You know what I'm saying? After going through all those things, because we fight, bro. Like we fight a lot. Like a lot of us, and I don't see anything wrong with it. So it's like how I say, like, some people, I mean, it's easier for them. Like, how like you put in a lot of effort to do something, like, but for some other person it's so easy, they just get to that thing and just do it without even kind of like stressing. And you just like, yo, what the, like, bro, I've been trying to get this, and this person just, some people get envious or, jealous of people like that. While some other people understand it's just, everybody have different paths in life. Some people is just, that thing that you want to do is going to be easy for somebody. It's not, some other people it's not. The main thing about it is what I'm saying is the question of like, is that now a thing of destiny? Like, is it not your destiny for you to do that thing? That's why it's so hard? Or is it like, what I mean? You supposed to go through that to, whatever, achieve your own little sliver of happiness, and that's your destiny, that little sliver. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was talking about, like, in a situation where I feel, you can create your own destiny, but at the same time, just understand that You know what I mean? Maybe your destiny was something else and you want to create your own destiny. Maybe it might be harder for you now to create this your own destiny. So you have to be comfortable with any little joy you find in it. So like, you know what I mean? Maybe you were supposed to do something else. You know, to let's just say to be a mountain climber was your destiny. You know, it's easier, but you decide you want to be an accountant or something. And you know it's hard for you to compute accounting. You can't comprehend accounting so much. But let me know. Let's just say you graduate with your accounting degree, and that little thing is your whole life's achievement after years and years. Right? There's somebody else that just, you know what I'm saying, easily just understands accounting. You know what I'm saying, da 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 da. You know what I mean, whatever. And this is just living their life as a big time accountant. Now, you know that's kind of what I'm talking about. For that person that was supposed to be, you know, I guess a mountain climber, but end up being, you know, wanting to be an accountant, that little just getting that degree might be all that it takes for him to be happy. Or that might be, you know, in that sense of what I'm saying is like, that's, since he's choosing his destiny, that's his path right now. You know what I'm saying? That's as much as he's going to end up getting to in his lifetime. But for him, that's happiness. While the other person, you know, accounting comes easy to him. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. He might be happy. He might not. He might be making all that bread and might not be happy. He might, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But ultimately, it's kind of that whole juggle of like destiny as opposed to creating your own destiny. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing which one is which is where my mind is at. You know, when it comes to this thing, it's like, yo, like, are we struggling because we're going against our destiny? Are we struggling because it's part of our destiny and it's part of our path for us to struggle? We just gotta struggle. I think all things are true. I think it's part, like, you can create your own destiny. I think, you know, struggling, you know, anything you're going through right now is part of your destiny. It's part of what's written in your life. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you just got to deal, you know what I'm saying? And you just, ultimately, you know, it's just deal. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the question where it comes to me about the whole heaven and hell thing. It's like, if the creator already knew your path from the beginning, what's the whole point of heaven and hell? If you knew exactly where you were going to go from the beginning of your conception, why is there still a heaven and hell? Because he knew you were going to do this at that time. He knew you were going to say this. People say there's freedom of choice, but truly, is there freedom of choice? If it's like, it's, as I said, it's like I you know, I got a movie, you know what I'm saying, that I created. I set it all the way up, everything, put all the actors together, whatever. I've created the movie. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else watching the movie, anything might shock them, but for me, I know exactly where everything is happening at. Nothing is going to shock them. The person acting the movie, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, watch, you know, if you were to be, you know, placed into the movie, it might seem like they're making decisions and all that, but I know, because I set them in that movie, I know exactly when they're supposed to say what and what and what and what. I've seen the movie so many times. So ultimately, that's my question now when it comes to the heaven and hell. It's like, yo, you already know what everything we're going to go through. So is that still, you know what I mean, you know, heaven and hell? Because you know exactly that this person was going to do this and murder this person and da-da-da-da. So it's like, you know, why bring the person into the world if they're going to do that? There's no freedom of choice. There's no real choice if you knew exactly what the person was going to do. There's no choice. They're not going to change their mind from what you already knew they were going to do, because you knew it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You knew their end from the beginning. So it's like, it's a kind of whole thing, but at the same time, this is just a side thought. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you know, it still falls into the whole thing of destiny and, you know, life being written out for you and everything. It's like, you know, see, the kind of what's the point, you know, but it's not necessarily what's the point. It's more in the sense of why struggle. You know what I'm saying? Don't struggle. You know what I'm saying? Just go through the motion, keep your positive, you know, and keep working towards your own thing. You know what I'm saying? And just keep going, because everything that's happening to you is supposed to happen to you type thing. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'm coming to the idea of understanding and stuff. So I don't know. You know what I mean? This is just my thought. You know, me just thinking, you know, from stuff I went through last year and experience. I mean, I went through stuff, bro, like mental, you know what I'm saying? A lot of being a young man and having big goals and big dreams and ambitions. It can be very, yeah, it could be an issue. It could be an issue for sure. But it is what it is.